Okay, sampai ke kawasan Seri Negara. Lawan vlog hari ni. Lawan vlog dengan Syemik Alperaki. Follow di TikTok, juga Instagram kan?
Ya.
Warisan KL. Ya, ini White House Malaysia. Saya. Ya, tu main tu. Seri Negara. Ni ke? Istana tetamu. Oh ni ah. Mesti kau-kau harga. Dori.
Sini nak juga buka duduk begitu
Nampak gah. Seri Negara. Kita akan ikut tour.
This is going to be the 3 p.m. group. So for those who want a brochure, we don't have a physical brochure. Good afternoon, everybody. Selamat datang and welcome to Seri Negara. So my name is Jeremy and I will be your host for today. Right. So before we begin, a quick house rules for everyone so that everyone is aware of. So for the others, have you guys been here before or do you have any history in this building? Okay, I would like to explain. A common mix-up among people is that they think Karkosa and Seri Negara is one building. But actually, there are two separate buildings where Karkosa is located 1 kilometer from there up on the hill. And it was completed in 1898. Seri Negara was completed in 1913. And initially it was given the name as Federal Lodge. So over time, the name of this building changed as the leaders changed. So it's like a British tradition where normally when the leaders are changing, they will change the name of the building as well. Right? So at our independence, before that, in 1915, yes, it was given the name as Government's House. And later on in 1930, it was given the name King's House. During our independence, it was given the name Istana Tetamu. And finally, in 1989, it was given the name Seri Negara, also known as a Beauty Heritage Hotel. Sorry guys, let's get it. Okay. Alright, so at our independence, many expected that our first Prime Minister to live here in Seri Negara, but the leadership chose Sri Taman instead. So you can think of this place as today's Putrajaya, a place designed for diplomacy, state protocol, even decision making as well. Another thing that I would like to highlight is this staircase. So during the hotel time, the layout of the staircase was leading up this way to this corner. But during the renovation time took place, they found that the design did not match the original design back from 1930. So they had to reinstate based on the actual pictures and drawings as well. So what you're seeing right now over here is the actual design from 1930. But the material used is kayu merbau, also known as ipli thick wood. So if you pay attention to the chandelier, it's not from here, it is from Sultan Abdul Samad's building. Bangunan depan Dataran Merdeka, the long building, yeah, it's from there. Alright, so before we head upstairs, can we gather together to take a group picture?
Okay, kita boleh naik. Semua dekat kiri satu tak boleh record. 2, 3, 4 boleh.
Kita menuju galeri 1. So lepas ni tadi nak record galeri 1. Video dia 3D
Okay, kita
So this is the very corridor where the Japanese and British has walked before. So it's not just it was also the people who used to work here, like the gardeners, servants, cooks, and so on. And now we're going to enter gallery 2. Welcome in everyone.
air belum cukup untuk nasi gelandak.
Everyone. Okay. So earlier we saw how Kedah took shape within the empire. Here we are going to focus how the people lived within the empire, how they built communities, how they negotiated power, how they resisted and imagined for something different. So around you there are interactive stations. Feel free to explore as I will explain bit by bit on each of these sections. I will start off with this screen on my very left. So this screen shows a mapping of a fragmented land. How Malaya, Sarawak and North Borneo were divided into 5 different colonial systems. The Strait Settlement, Federated and Unfederated Malay State, Sarawak under a Brooke Dynasty, North Borneo under a chartered company, and finally the Japanese occupation. So if we move on to this bookshelf recreates the intellectual world of colonial administrators like Mr. Frank Swettenham. But the tablet over here does something important. It puts local voices back in. So don't worry, everybody will have time later when you can go through the books and you want to read, please do go ahead. So for the next part is going to be the collage of photos. So if you read the information panel below here, you'll see a very significant name called Mr. Sharul Hairi. So you may ask, who is Sharul Hairi and why is this significant? Let me explain. So Sharul Hairi is the son of the waiter who used to work here in Istana Tetamu, and also Sharul Hairi was born and raised in this very building as well. So for example, this is a family picture of Sharul Hairi, the father who is a waiter, the mother, Sharul Hairi and his brother. So it's not just his picture or the family picture, there are also pictures that were taken with the workers. For example, this picture is together with the workers and the first Thomas Cup was taken here in Istana Tetamu. So feel free to read through. You want to snap pictures, please do go ahead. I will move on to these 5 pillars, and each of these pillars tells its own story. And I'm going to start with the first one, which is pioneer and progress. So I'm going to mention a few names, and I'm pretty sure most of you have heard these names before. And those are Abdullah Hukum, K. Tamusami Pende, Lok Q, and Raja Lawat. So these individuals are the ones who helped to build early Kuala Lumpur by trade, education, religion, and civic leadership. Alright, a quick question for everyone. Can anybody guess what is this artifact on display? Yeah, it is a type of money, it is a type of currency, but what is the material? Correct, sir, yes. So this is tin, also known as BJ Timah, the currency that was used during the 1800s. So if you see in these generations, we have multiple paying methods. We have cash, credit card, debit card, e-wallet, even cryptocurrency. But in the 1800s, this was the currency that they used. So for those who want to partake in a small game, you can try this interactive screen where it shows you how the trading took place in those times. To Anthonym's Random Rebellion, the Terengganu Uprising, and Rosli Dobi in Sarawak. Use a tablet at the back of this pillar to explore the stories of struggle across different regions. And for the 4th pillar, this pillar talks about women's right protecting the communities, kids, their family, even farms and agriculture as well. So how did they fight? They fought in classrooms, they fought in organizations, courtrooms, political movements as well. And the women that we honor are such as Ibu Zain, Khatijah Siddiq, P.G. Lim, Janaki Adinapur, and Lily Edwin. So there's a screen over here where you can try to step into their shoe and feel their struggles. And for the last pillar, this pillar talks about heat and fire. So this pillar highlights the power of printed words, from newspapers to poems, articles, and essays that spreads new ideas about identity, justice, and nationhood. Alright, during the wartime, the weapons that we normally use are like guns, tanks, grenades. But other than that, the most powerful weapons is always pen and paper. So this is one of the ways that we try to fight without any violence. So moving on to this column. So this column talks about cultural vibrance of pre-Merdeka Malaya. So this sound station celebrates the cultural vibrance of pre-Merdeka Malaya, from Bangsawan Theatre to Cantonese Opera, South Indian puppetry to Dongdang Sayang and Keroncong. So you can actually step in and listen to the music that used to be played during the pre-Merdeka Malaya.
Yang diseru
oleh agama Islam.
jauh lama kan.
Bahawasanya segala
Sekarang tak boleh ni sambung.
orang-orang yang ahli kebaikan.
Dia bergerak ke?
Tak adalah. So ini adalah gambaran estate home.
Motif corak batik atas bawah. Bawah corak batik tertimur oleh Muhammad Zaid Idris, menggambarkan keindahan tenang kehidupan pesisir. Musim menuai oleh Muhammad Zain ni, bawah ni. Kehidupan pedesaan, bahkan para petani yang menuai padi di bawah cahaya kemas. Mereka rombi dalam tradisi dan semangat gotong royong. Cibikan marwah tenaga buruh. Surat oleh Ahmad Zaki Anwar. Bukan sebahagian daripada trilogi Legacy of Ruqayyah Hanim yang menelusuri warisan seorang bangsawan Turki dengan keturunan seperti Awayah Tun Datuk Sion.
From 1926 up to 1957, the crucial decade when Malaya moved from protest to negotiation and up to the moment of independence. So if you see the screen on the left, it shows the footage of the rise of nationalist consciousness. Early political gatherings, marches and crowds in Malacca when Tunku Abdul Rahman announced that the date for our independence has been agreed. And the screen on the right shows the key moments directly linked to this house. Example, 1948, the Federation Agreement. In 1957, the Independence Agreement signed at King's House, and the scenes from the Merdeka Proclamation at Stadium Merdeka. So if you could bring your attention to the table over there, it shows the Federation of Malaya Independence Agreement was signed here at King's House on 5th of August 1957. During the signature. Alright, so moving on to this spinning square. So each of these squares tells a lesson from Merdeka's story, and an example that should be done, things that should not be done. Yes. Another example is a people-powered Merdeka. It's also kind of linked to the voyage to Merdeka. So what is this says is, it's not just our leaders who contributed for the country, but it was also the community, Malaysians, contributed to the country as well by selling their jewelry, their heirlooms, their valuable items in order to have Tunku Abdul Rahman to go to London in 1956. Yes. The Malayan Union crisis timeline. So in 1946, the Malayan Union crisis started. And then in 1948, Federation of Malaya Agreement. In 1952, the formation of Alliance. In 1955 is our very first general election that took place. And finally, in 1957, the moment of independence. So if I could have your attention to this picture on this wall. Can anybody guess who's this very famous gentleman in the middle? Yes, very nice. Thank you so much. Yes. So this gentleman, his name is Tunku Abdul Rahman, our first Agung. And the man on the left is Tunku Abdul Rahman, our first Prime Minister. And this British man's name is Sir Donald McGilvery. So this picture was taken here at Seri Negara right after the 15 signatures took place on 5th of August 1957. So as far as we know, our independence is 31st of August 1957, correct? But the actual date of the signature was on 5th of August 1957. Yeah. Also, Tuanku Abdul Rahman is also on our cash, our banknote. Yes, this is the very gentleman. Right. So was also quite into the melody. I think there's a lot of people who are inspired by this special melody as well. So this Indonesian band brought this melody back to their country and made it into a song called Terang Bulan. So you can search it on YouTube as well. There's still videos and music of Terang Bulan. And later on, after our independence, Tunku Abdul Rahman was also inspired by it, and he made it into Lagu Negaraku that we listen today. So I will give an example of Terang Bulan, the Indonesian band song. So if you listen carefully, the melody is the same, but the tempo is a little bit slow. So you see how the melody is the same as Negaraku? Yeah. So later on, after they modified, did a lot of recreation, ended up with our current Negaraku song. So yeah, all radio, right? Okay. So this is what we listen to. So you see how the tempo is a little bit faster, but the melody is still the same. So you can feel free to read through. There's also a video played by Tunku Abdul Rahman, or you can go through the interactive screen and go through the stories. Okay. For the next part is going to be this timeline over here. So this timeline shows the milestones achievement achieved by we Malaysians all the way from 1950 up to 2025. So these two screens, these two panels shows the years from 1950 up to 2025 where you can click through and read the achievements. You can still go through the achievements for that particular year. On these three columns shows our Hall of Fame, starting on the first one, which is our culture and heritage. And for the next one is our pop culture, which is our artists, celebrities, musicians, and so on. For example, Sheila Majid, P. Ramli, Siti Nurhaliza, Eddie Katz, even Michelle Yeoh is here as well. And for the last column, this column shows our sports hero. For example, our national squash player Nicola David, our footballers Muhammad Rahmi, Marina Chin, even Miss Boon Side, our badminton players are also here as well. And for the next part is our
Wow, lawa.
Alright, so a quick info for everyone. So this arena was used as a watchtower.
Oh ya.
So from here, also another quick question: did anyone realize how the floor is not straight? It's a little bit slanted. Can you guys feel it? Okay. Can anyone guess why is it built this way? Correct. Nice. Thank you so much, miss. So it is built this way because for an easy flow for the rainwater, so that it doesn't accumulate over here. And so even this design is followed back from 1913, the original design of this building. Okay. So you can take your time to get more pictures before we head to the next part.
Ni design lampu pun daripada asal lah.
Oh tak, yang ni semua lama punya. Sorry, baru punya.
Baru punya lah.
Okay, for those who wants to know which is the old original design and the new one, the window up there, the one that has the cross, is the original design. And the one that is black is the new one. And even if you see like these doors, the one that has this arch, these are all the original pieces. Yeah, we didn't install any new doors here after that.
Okay.
And also Kuala Lumpur
So
station,
sekarang kita
train
tengah
station was also architectured by him.
final
That's why when you see these buildings, there's always a reminiscence
stage
of
of
a little
the
bit
visit.
of British design.
So the design.
So for our next project is going to be Bangunan Sultan Abdul Samad, which will be opening very soon in February. We are making it into a gallery similar to Seri Negara. So please do visit that as well while it's free. Yes, have to highlight that part. Okay, so for the last part, I want to bring you all very important room. We couldn't get to this story, unfortunately. Yes. Even the table up in the gallery tree is not the original or it's not the replica. It's just a display table size. Yeah. So the actual table is a long and L shape. Right? So for those who want to know how was the environment during that time, we have a picture over here on this wall where you can have a look. If you want to snap, please do go ahead. And
So,
please do not touch any of the display or the pictures over here. Thank you very much. And I think that's the end of our tour. With that, my name is Jeremy. Thank you everybody for your cooperation and your patience. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Before you leave, please head to the reception. There will be a QR where you can leave your feedback. We really do need your feedback in order for us to improve our service. Alright, thank you everyone. Have a good day.
Bangunan gaya modernis Parlimen Malaysia dengan bumbung joglo tradisional Jawa. Orang besar series kaya panjang. Rock landscape. Boleh lambai tangan.
Yo.
Mencerminkan kritikan terhadap tinggalan penjajah. Maknanya penjajah ni lah, tu korang penjajah kot. Kan pirate pun pakai tegora, kata penjajah lah.
Apa itu bang? Menyorot.
Dia nak kritik penjajahan. Mengkritik penjajahan British.
Bawa je.
Lemon tak tahu lah. Dia kata dia penjajahan lah. Dan mengkritik penjajahan. Itu arwah pertama, Tunku Abdul Rahman. Kebetulan sama dengan Perdana Menteri pertama, Tunku Abdul Rahman. Lukisan karya daripada Ismail Hashim. Memberikan Hari Kemerdekaan Malaysia melalui sapuan bertenaga seperti konfeti di atas latar pastel lembut. Sempena ulang tahun ke-40 Merdeka, melambangkan semangat kebangsaan dan harapan selepas sebuah apa? Tak faham betul sini. Baca ni faham?
Faham pada ada warna-warna kebangsaan. Merah putih biru kuning.
Tapi macam simple sangat je.
Yalah, ada konfeti. Punya tema dia konfeti.
Aku boleh buat
Yalah, kau boleh buat tapi konfeti untuk kemerdekaan Ada semua warna.
Aku tak faham model ni. Tapi tak model sangat apa 1997 kot.
Yalah, 40.
Mesti
Asal sini
abstrak lah.
Rolot. Dia sikit-sikit gitu-gitu je.